In the words of Buddha, you cannot swim for new horizons until you have courage to lose sight of the shore. This profound statement, just like a pebble creating ripples in a still pond, sends waves of deep thought through our minds. But what is the essence of this teaching? What does it mean to have courage? In our world today, courage is often misunderstood. It is not about the absence of fear or anxiety. Instead, courage is about acknowledging these feelings and choosing to move forward anyway. It's about refusing to let fear dictate our actions, about embracing uncertainty and the unknown. This is the wisdom that Buddha sought to impart. Imagine standing at the edge of the shore, gazing upon the vast expanse of the ocean. The shore represents the familiar, the known, the comfortable. The ocean, on the other hand, represents the unknown, the uncertain, the unfamiliar. It's vast, it's deep, and it's unpredictable. It's scary. But the ocean is also where new horizons lie. It's where growth, discovery, and enlightenment can be found. According to Buddha, to swim for new horizons, you must have the courage to lose sight of the shore. It's about letting go of what's comfortable, of what's known, and venturing into the unknown. It's about facing your fears head-on, not running from them, but through them. This is the essence of courage. Courage, as Buddha teaches, is not a trait that we are born with. It's not a gift bestowed upon a select few. Instead, it's a quality that can be cultivated, developed, and strengthened through practice and perseverance. It's a muscle that can be exercised and grown. So the next time you find yourself standing at the edge of the shore, remember Buddha's words. Remember that courage is not about not having fear, but about facing that fear and moving forward regardless. Remember that you cannot swim for new horizons until you have the courage to lose sight of the shore. So let's delve into the life of Buddha, a life that embodied the true essence of courage. Born in luxury, Siddhartha Gautama, who would later become Buddha, had a life many would envy. Nestled in the lush landscapes of ancient Nepal, Siddhartha was born into the royal family of the Shakya clan. His father, King Suddhodana, ensured that his life was filled with every conceivable comfort. Palaces, gardens, music and dance were his daily companions. Yet, beneath the gilded surface of his existence, a profound yearning was taking root. Despite the opulence that surrounded him, Siddhartha was not blind to the realities of life. He was deeply troubled by the suffering he saw outside the palace walls. The sick, the aged, the dying. This was his first encounter with the universal truths of sickness, old age and death, and they left an indelible mark on his young mind. Yet it was not despair that these harsh realities sparked in Siddhartha, but a burning curiosity, a curiosity to understand the nature of life and suffering, a curiosity that was to become the driving force of his life. And so in the midst of his luxury, Siddhartha found the courage to question, the courage to seek, the courage to venture beyond the known. Siddhartha's courage was not the brazen courage of a warrior charging into battle, nor was it the reckless courage of a gambler risking all on a roll of the dice. It was a different kind of courage, the courage of the seeker, the courage of the philosopher, the courage of the compassionate. It was the courage to confront the uncomfortable truths of life, the courage to question the status quo, the courage to seek a path beyond the conventional. And so, confronted with the harsh realities of life, Siddhartha did not retreat into the comfort of his palaces. Instead, he chose to embark on a spiritual quest, leaving behind his royal life, his family, and his kingdom. This was not a decision taken lightly, but one born out of deep conviction and immense courage. His journey began, a journey fueled by courage and the quest for enlightenment. This was the birth of Buddha, not just the birth of a man, but the birth of an idea, a philosophy, a way of life. And it all began with the courage to seek the truth. One day, Siddhartha decided to leave everything behind, a decision that took immense courage. Picture this, a man of royal blood, Siddhartha Gautama, born into a life of extravagant luxury and comfort. He was a prince with the world at his fingertips, a life many would only dream of in the palm of his hand. Yet, he felt a pull, a deep-seated unrest that couldn't be satiated by material wealth or princely pleasures. In the silence of the night, under the veil of darkness, Siddhartha made a life-altering decision. He decided to renounce his princely life, to abandon the familiarity of his palace, the comfort of his family, the certainty of his future. Imagine the courage it took for him to step away from it all, to venture into the unknown, to seek a truth that was not guaranteed. Courage is not merely about facing danger, it's about confronting the unknown, embracing uncertainty, and standing firm in the face of fear. Siddhartha's decision was not a reckless act of rebellion or a desperate cry for freedom, it was a calculated move, a deliberate choice to seek a deeper understanding of life and suffering, a journey towards truth and enlightenment. Imagine the turmoil within him, the conflict between his royal duties and his spiritual yearning. Yet he chose the path less traveled. The path that promised no riches, no comfort, only the bare possibility of finding answers to the questions that haunted him. That, my friends, is courage. The courage to let go of everything you know and step into the unknown. Siddhartha's journey from the confines of his palace to the wilderness of self-discovery was one of courage and determination. He traded his royal robes for a monk's simple attire, his golden palace for the open skies. He sought wisdom, not in the comfort of his palace, but in the harsh realities of life. This was just the beginning of Siddhartha's courageous journey towards enlightenment. His story teaches us that courage is not always about charging into battle, but about making tough decisions, stepping out of our comfort zones and seeking the truth even when the path is difficult and uncertain. In the pursuit of truth, Siddhartha faced numerous trials and tribulations. Let's delve deeper into this captivating journey. Siddhartha, later known as Buddha, embarked on a quest of self-discovery. His path was strewn with obstacles, both physical and mental, that would have deterred any ordinary person. But Siddhartha was no ordinary man. His courage, a shining beacon amidst the tumult, guided him through the darkest of times. He subjected himself to extreme ascetic practices, seeking liberation through self-denial. His body grew weak, his bones became visible under his skin, and his strength dwindled. Yet he did not break. His courage surpassed the physical pain he endured. He realized, though, that neither indulgence nor self-mortification led to enlightenment, and so he chose the middle way, a path of moderation away from the extremes. Siddhartha also encountered the demon Mara, who sought to deter him from his path. Mara tempted Siddhartha with the illusions of desire, fear, and doubt. He threw at Siddhartha the flaming arrows of life's most profound sufferings. But Siddhartha, armed with unwavering courage and determination, remained undeterred. He converted the arrows into flowers of compassion, wisdom, and love. He conquered Mara, not with weapons, but with the power of his enlightened mind. These trials symbolize the struggles we all face in life. The path to enlightenment, to truth, is not easy. It requires courage to face our fears, to challenge our desires, to question our doubts. Siddhartha's story reminds us that courage is not the absence of fear or pain, but the ability to persevere in spite of them. Courage, as demonstrated by Siddhartha, is the ability to remain steadfast in the face of adversity, to choose right over easy, and to continually seek truth, regardless of the challenges that lie ahead. It's about standing firm when the storms of life roll in and transforming our struggles into stepping stones towards growth and enlightenment. His courage did not waver, and eventually Siddhartha attained enlightenment, becoming Buddha. His journey, his courage, serves as a timeless testament to the transformative power of resilience and perseverance. Having achieved enlightenment, Buddha spent the rest of his life teaching others, often emphasizing the importance of courage. His teachings provide profound insights into the nature of bravery and resilience, which remain relevant to this day. Buddha often highlighted the significance of facing one's fears. Fear, he asserted, is a natural part of human existence. Yet it's crucial to confront these fears rather than run from them. By meeting our fears head-on, we display courage. This is not a simple task, as fear can be paralyzing. However, Buddha emphasized that courage is overcoming fear, not eliminating it. Buddha also taught about the courage of perseverance in the face of adversity. Life is filled with challenges and hardships. Yet, it's through these adversities that we grow and evolve. Courage in this context is the determination to keep going, to keep striving, even when the odds are stacked against us. It's about not giving up, about having the resilience to face life's trials and tribulations with a steadfast heart. Moreover, Buddha's teachings also emphasize the courage to pursue truth, despite difficulties. He encouraged his followers to question, to seek, and to explore in their pursuit of understanding. This takes a deep level of courage, as the pursuit of truth often involves challenging our own beliefs and assumptions. It requires the bravery to confront not just external obstacles, but the internal ones as well. In essence, Buddha's teachings on courage revolve around the idea that bravery is not about being fearless, but about acknowledging our fears and facing them. It's about persisting in the face of adversity, not because the adversity is easy, but because it is hard. It's about having the fortitude to pursue truth, even when it's uncomfortable or challenging. In essence, Buddha's teachings on courage revolve around the idea that bravery is not about being fearless, but about acknowledging our fears and facing them. It's about persisting in the face of adversity, not because the adversity is easy, but because it is hard. It's about having the fortitude to pursue truth, even when it's uncomfortable or challenging. Buddha taught that courage is not the absence of fear, but rather the strength to keep going despite fear. Now, how can we apply Buddha's teachings on courage in our own lives? Let's start with the understanding that courage, as the Buddha taught, is not just a grand act of valor. It's not about slaying dragons or standing alone against an army. It's about facing the challenges of our daily lives with strength and determination. It's about the small but significant choices we make each day. To speak truth, to act with kindness, to stand up for what is right. Consider the practice of mindfulness. In Buddhism, mindfulness is a critical part of the path to enlightenment, but it also requires courage. Being fully present in each moment, acknowledging our thoughts, feelings, and experiences without judgment. This can be daunting. Yet, it's through this practice that we can confront our fears and insecurities, and cultivate courage. Another technique is to practice compassion. The Buddha taught that compassion is not just about feeling empathy for others, but also about taking action to alleviate suffering. This requires courage. When we see injustice, it's easier to turn away, to remain silent. But courage calls us to step forward, to speak out, to act. And then there's the courage to let go. In Buddhism, attachment is seen as a root cause of suffering. Letting go of our attachments, to people, to things, to ideas, can be incredibly difficult. But it's in this act of letting go that we find true freedom and courage. Remember, courage is not the absence of fear. It's about confronting fear, embracing it, and moving forward despite it. Courage is a muscle, and like any muscle, it needs to be exercised. So start small. Speak your truth, even when your voice shakes. Stand up for what's right, even when you stand alone. Let go of what no longer serves you, even when it's hard. In the end, it's not about how many battles you've won, but about the strength you've found in the process. It's about the courage to continue on your path, even when the road is steep and the journey is long. As Buddha taught, it is the courage to continue that counts. In the end, courage, as taught by Buddha, is about facing our fears and moving forward. We've journeyed through Buddha's life and teachings today, emphasizing the essence of courage. Courage is not the absence of fear, but the ability to continue despite it. It's about acknowledging our fears, understanding them, and then taking the crucial step forward. Buddha's teachings highlighted that courage is a fundamental component in the pursuit of truth and enlightenment. It's the driving force that propels us to question, to explore, and to seek the answers we yearn for. It's the spark that ignites change and transformation within us. And remember, courage isn't a one-time event. It's a constant practice, a daily commitment to challenging our boundaries and expanding our understanding. The path to enlightenment, as Buddha demonstrated, is paved with courage. It's the guiding light that illuminates our journey. Remember, you cannot swim for new horizons until you have courage to lose sight of the shore.